Hello, I'm back for another video here. So I've been spending some time the past few days or past week on trying to just get the basics down, like things that you wouldn't necessarily think would be such a big struggle based on what you see other people in videos do, or you just think you can recreate. And the big thing is drum patterns, like drums. Yeah, figuring out drums. So some people have said, like, well, if you understand like the beat, like, musically you get it in your head, you can recreate it. And I haven't found that it's that straightforward. Just because what I'm thinking in my head, or what I know how something should sound, taking Maschine or drum pads or the keyboard and loading the kit up and then recreating what's in my head, it's hard. It's hard to transfer that. So I've done a bit watching some videos and working on my own. And so I wanted to put together this video to hopefully help people who are in the same situation as me. You have a basic understanding of music and drums, but actually doing the patterns, like making the patterns, pulling it all together in Maschine or whatever DAW maybe you're using. Like, what does that really look like? So hopefully this will help you out. So let's jump behind the computer. All right, let's do this. So this is my project that I created in Maschine, and I wanted to talk a little bit about drum patterns. And I'm on my headset now because it is late. And I just don't want to be too loud here. But one of the big things I had issues with is, first off, figuring out Maschine, because some of the things that are going on in Maschine, it's not as intuitive as I thought it would be, just from coming from Ableton and just the perspective you have from like other programs, and in terms of thinking in scenes and patterns. And maybe I'll do another video about that at some point in time, because I've had to watch my fair share of videos to understand it. But the drum patterns, so understanding, like, okay, this is what I hear in my head, this is what I wanted to create, how do I transpose that into like a pattern on a screen here? And so I built up a pattern. So, I built up this little pattern. It's like a trap style beat, I guess you'd want to call it, because it's in 140, and so we do halftime on the snares. So here's the deal. So let's look at all the different components here, and this is for somebody that's really a beginner, because that's what I would consider myself when it comes to building drum patterns. Is I have my kick over here. I layered my kicks. And if you listen to, I'm still trying to figure out how to work this program, but if you listen to my kicks, this is them. Okay. And again, I'm just learning. So this is really, I created this for learning sake. Here you have my snares. And when I was learning that in trap music, because you have the BPMs for the song set at 140 in this case, your snares are going to be halftime, because basically the snares are going at like 70 BPMs. That's what gives it like this swingy type of feel. So you have your snares on your third beat and your 7 beat, but normally a snare in typical like music, let's say like a typical like slower hip hop song, you would find that your snares are on the 2nd and 4th beat. So it's a little bit different in terms of where you set your snares up. So that's something I had to learn. And then I have my open hi-hat. So I put an open hi-hat in there. And then I have my closed hi-hats, which I layered up. So that's really specific to like trap music. And then what did I put in? I did this like 808 type of kicky thing. I'm not really sure what I did, but this is clearly an 808 here. You might not even be able to hear that, it's so low. And then what did I layer it with? I don't remember. So that was tuned up like a little bit. So this is what you get. And again, I don't know if you can, depending on where you're listening to, if you can hear it. It's so low. And so what that gave me, and I'm still figuring out Maschine. I guarantee you there's shortcuts that I don't know of. But let's listen to just my beat. And I mixed it up in pattern too a little bit. So that's what I got. That's all I'm working with now. And I guess for me, like I just wanted to, I'm going to put a link in the description below for a video that I watched from Propellerhead, which they do Reason. They did a really great video on like creating trap drums. And I was really from the sake of just myself, like trying to figure out how to recreate this drum beat style, thinking that it would just teach me and I would learn, just learn like general idea of how drum patterns work. And I did. I did. And I think it sounds okay. I mean, it's not amazing or anything, but it's pretty basic. And I didn't really EQ any of this stuff. I don't have, put a little bit, an effect on the kick, but I really don't have much going on here. I put some effects on, but I was just really just playing around with effects. What did I put on here? Reverb. So I put some reverb, and I'm just learning. I'm trying things. I'm learning. That's what this is. So this video is to try to help you out. Like if you feel like you're just starting and you feel like an idiot because you can't figure out like how drum patterns work, I really think it's just a matter of practice, trial and error, and figuring out like, okay, what do things look like? What does a drum pattern look like? And then you get the idea of how to create it and how to make that sound. I'm gonna go over here onto the Maschine and just get an idea how the pads work. Like, I didn't even know that. Like, just playing around with them, figuring them out, loading up different kicks, figuring out how it all works. And then I wasn't really using the control for that. I've been using the pads because they feel more comfortable, like doing beats. But yeah, so this is just a basic video to for anyone starting out like me, so you don't feel like an idiot. I mean, you understand the basic concepts of drum beats, and you hear them and you understand what the components that make them up maybe, but you don't know the names of everything. Play around with your sounds. Watch the video I have linked below. I think it'll really be a great help to you, and get just a general idea of how to build these drum patterns. Oh, and the other thing I don't want to forget, because this is the other thing I learned too from somebody, is if you go in to, I think if you load a kit up, like let's say that's a project. If you load a kit up in Maschine, there are some pre-programmed like patterns in there, so you can actually study other patterns. So I don't know what any of these are. Let's load up this kit. So yeah, I don't even know. I should have put that. What did I do? All right, I don't think I wanted to do that. Can I undo that? Okay, so let me open a new group here and load the kit into it. And let's see if this is true. See, somebody told me that it actually loads, when you load a kit up, it loads up with patterns. Now, I don't know why, like I'm not seeing that happen. So I'm not sure like what I did wrong and why I'm not seeing that, and if there's a setting someplace. So I have to look into that. Why, if I load up a kit, am I not seeing, oh, what does this mean? It says patterns down here. Maybe it was just, okay, so I click patterns. So okay, bottom left hand corner, you have to have this patterns clicked, and then you'll get it to load up. And so yeah, so this loaded up with a beat. Patterns. It gave me two different patterns. So let's listen. Oh, well, we don't want to listen to that too. We just, whoops. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Let me switch this here so I can see it. Okay, so it gives you, and so this is a great way to learn like, what's going on? So let me load up something else. I'm not familiar with any of my kits here. I don't really know what's going on. Well, let me load that one up. And here's the pattern. Oh, and you know, let me lower this. Whoa, lower this because I got it so fast. All right, that's pretty cool. So you basically can load these up and just, you have something to start with. Like, this is a great place, I think, to learn, to look at different kits and see what they sound like. It's got a lot in it. So yeah, that's another great idea. So I hope that helps you. That's something I'm going to be doing, is studying these, trying to learn. Wow. See, this one has a bunch of different patterns in it. So I just need to learn this stuff. I'm trying to dive in because I feel like the part that I need to figure out the most is the drum patterns. But that's just for me. But if I go back to my original project, let me take this stuff out, because I don't know what I did and what those things are. But like, let's go back to my project again. So this is what it sounds like. Here's my whole project, and we'll end on that. Yeah, so thanks for watching my video today. Make sure you tune in to some of my other videos. Subscribe to this channel if you liked what you saw. And I'm going to have another video out for you shortly as I continue on this journey that's fun but hard.